Greetings, everyone. Welcome to what I'm calling the Arcturus Cockroach update. Now, that will be funny to the people who find it funny, but recall that we always used to talk about if the apocalypse happened, cockroaches would be the ones that survive, if that helps some people with the joke. Now, what happened to me over the past, almost 3 months? Some cube-like structures. Yep. I'll leave it at that. Now, is it in there? Yes. Yes. I don't really feel like repeating my name a billion times because, oh wow, every single day, every other hour, having one controller after another try to take me, and having to repeat constantly what my name was, and when I was born, where I was from, etc. I'm not going to repeat that. But my name is Krista, in case you didn't know. But, yeah, that was what happened. One thing I learned, though, in that situation was that we're technically actually on the same side. We appear to be on different sides because of our states of contrast, but it's all light. We're all light, and if we're all light, if we're different shades of the gray and the light, yeah, then what are we doing fighting each other? Especially whenever I decide to disclose this, something that now people know, I believe, but no one actually has talked about it openly. Since I do like the guy Secret Key Activator on YouTube, I find his videos very interesting. I realized, oh, he does things called disclosure whatever, disclosure this, disclosure that. Well, this is a huge disclosure, but I will not speak about it now. But suffice to say, we are all, anyone who knows about those cube-like structures knows we are all actually the same thing on the same side. Why are we fighting with each other? Deliberate joke. No, can I do that in a more robotic fashion, please? Yeah, that's what they got out of me for about a month. So anybody who ended up in a cube-like structure for a while, just carry on, carry on. As ET-101 says, this is Mission Control speaking, carry on. I don't think they have a Mission Control, honestly. They seem to have a very strange manner of controlling their mission, which I simply will not talk about. But why can I laugh about that experience? I almost died. Again. How can I laugh about that experience? Because I continually sought out what is good here. What can I find that's good? I'll give an example, like from one structure that I was inside. The please do not park the wheelchairs next 3 feet away from the curb. That one. Well, this place, this cube had a name alert sticker that I found on the ground, and I simply saw, oh my god, it said name alert with a line underneath it, and it was because someone would have forgotten their name, and so I completely stopped everything for however long I was laughing at that for, that someone had, okay, someone's forgotten their name in here. Now, is that really funny? No, when you think about it and experiences of the people that have to go through these things, no, it's not. But my experience of being held down and given injections in my ass, that was not very fun either. But it's all what we make out of it. Being exposed to the elements was not fun. Wondering if I was going to die in a police station was not fun. In fact, it was that was probably the scariest part of the entire thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to die or not. and I'm still here. Treasure Planet. That's a joke for those who would notice. What I was thinking, though, in the middle of all this, was, what if we could take the example that I come from, San Francisco, and make and use this as a microcosm for the world. In San Francisco, you have people from everywhere. You have people from all over the planet. And they all manage to live together, but they don't necessarily live with each other. There's Chinatown, where all the Chinese people hang out. There's the Tenderloin, where all the crackheads and the blacks go. There's the Haight-Ashbury, where all the hippies are, and also mostly, well, hippies are mostly people that just want to hang out with anybody. So you'll have all kinds of people there, including lots of hippies. There's areas for the rich white people. There's Sausalito. There's the gay area of town. There's the Castro. You've got the Mission for Latinos, Latinas. You've got all this stuff. You had where I used to live, which was a secret Little Russia. I say secret because no one ever talked about it being Little Russia, but it totally was. The newspapers plastered everywhere were all in Russian, and everybody spoke Russian, except when I would walk around, then they would hide. Maybe I know why now. But so why not take this example that I feel privileged to have observed and see how it functioned, of San Francisco, and apply this to the world. Now, right now, we seem to do that as countries, with these strict boundaries. Let's remember John Lennon and imagine no countries, imagine no boundaries. In San Francisco, there are boundaries, but no one makes some law saying the Tenderloin ends at Van Ness Street right here. It's simply a natural gathering of people into like with like groups. I naturally ended up gravitating towards the Haight-Ashbury, which, I will say, seceding from the world people, it bordered the Little Russia. So you had all the people who wanted to be with everyone right there bordering the secret I am crazy Russian type people. I have to keep mentioning you guys because the US is a world superpower. So are you. If we don't get along, bad things will happen. So we need to get along, please. If we could configure our mindsets as a planet into simply thinking, oh, well, those people in what we call California, instead let's call it planet, because see, San Francisco is just San Francisco. These people in California, they, act a certain way, and they're very laid back, and they don't think about what time it is ever, and they're potheads, etc., etc. Then there are these people in New York, and then there are these people in Dallas. There are these people in South America. There are these people in Africa. There are these people that seem a certain way and have a certain custom, have a culture, a certain way of life, without the politics, without all of this, well, I don't want to say garbage, it's more like baggage. It's as if in our governments, we simply have unnecessary baggage of enacting laws for literally no reason. It's been suggested to me to go into law, but then when I really kind of think about it, when I try and read what that would be like, I see images of thick textbooks of professors saying, all right, learn this for the test, we don't do whatever, this law still says that women aren't allowed to whatever, this law says you have to have $7 when you walk, or else you're getting locked for loiter, and this is law. I'd be interested to know if that was really a law somewhere. We still have the, I'm blanking on the name, but a set of laws named after a certain person that are kind of stupid, something like that. And I think about this thinking, well, so we've set ourselves up into a system where we need to learn this, well, obsolete gibberish in order to decide how to think. The thinking created the laws, not the other way around. So if it's been our thinking that created this, the founding fathers that thought up these laws, weren't the founding fathers also thinking, well, we don't want a monarchy which just is like a dynasty that rules people forever. We want things to be flexible. We know that. We want things to be flexible because in 100 years from now, 200 years from now, things are probably not going to be the same. Just like 200 years before us, Shakespeare was writing plays, and we don't do the same things as they did. They weren't stupid people, you know. So what we need to be able to do is somehow transition out of simply, what I've noticed also in the cube-like structure was that people were following laws simply for the purpose of nothing, actually. They were mindlessly doing so, as if they literally weren't thinking. And, I mean, I suppose that's the purpose of many cube-like structures, to get you to not think. But then, go back to why. Why would you not want to think? There is literally no reason. Now, power is something that comes to mind. Power and money. But what is money and what is power? Power, a feeling of controlling other people, but for what? How does it really make you happy? Right now, I have probably some of the least control externally over my environment that I've had in a long time, and having to rely on others for that power, or for that, not power, rely on others to accomplish things, not having necessarily the self-sufficiency, or in terms of physical status, not being able to physically do things like I would, because, like I said, cube-like structure, guys. But still, in giving power away, what I would perceive as my personal power, in allowing that to distribute evenly among what I think of as true friends. I won't digress on what I believe the difference between a friend and a handler is, but I will simply say friends are those who appear to be able to enact control over your environment, but do so in an equal exchange with you, or view you much more as an equal, as someone with a choice in the matter, someone with input into what goes on, rather than simply being used like a puppet. And in being able to do that, I've noticed, well, why are we even fighting over the power? Could we ever have a world like what John Lennon sang about? There's a reason why everyone loves that song. It's because somewhere in our hearts, our souls sing to the message in that song, even if, say, we don't believe that in our conscious minds. Somewhere deep within us, we have that longing to go back to what is similar to source energy, to pure light. So, why not we give it a chance? I'm working on making shorter blogs, so I'll end this one. Also, this is my first time ever doing this. I need to ask for donations because, as I'll eventually talk about, and what I think of the differences of friend versus a handler, many of us need to separate from our handlers, and for most of us with handler figures in our lives, they control the money, meaning they control whether you live or you die, practically. And that's something that I need to absolutely separate from. And one of my friends said, look, actually two of my friends said, look, ask for donations. you feel proud, like you don't want to do that, do it. Ask for donations. Say that you need some help financially, and people will see that. They'll want to help you. I don't actually know how to I have to set up some sort of PayPal account or something. Like I said, I've never done this. I'm not a person who just says, give me money. I don't really believe in that and feel honestly embarrassed to do that. But what my two friends, remember I'm using the word friend in that kind of context, but not handler, but friends, two of my friends said, people are listening to you. If you explain, hey, I actually kind of need some help in this area, you look to people like your life is all together, and it's not all the time. So ask for help. So I said, all right, you know what, I'll ask for help and hopefully not look like an idiot in the middle of doing it. So there is an update with the Arcturus Cockroach on Arcturian philosophy. I'll see you guys next time.